Well, amid rising cases, states review COVID curbs. In fact, Karnataka Chief Minister to hold a special meet in this, and this review meet comes ahead of the PM-CM's meet that is going to take place. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Bommai will hold a meet with top officials ahead of that. Those are the details here. Remember, both Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and some of the other states are seeing a spike in cases at this point in time. So this is, of course, a situation where, especially in Tamil Nadu and Chennai, there's a COVID cluster also that has formed, where there have been numerous people in IIT Madras campus who have tested positive. Now, of course, the cases seem to be inching slightly up. Many states have brought back the mask mandate as well, which had become optional. But in some states like Delhi, Tamil Nadu, it is now been brought back with a fine being imposed if people are found without masks. So the effort is to really ensure that there is no major spike at this point in time. So those are the details at this point. In fact, this is a crucial meeting that is going to be held with the Prime Minister. Ahead of that, CM Basavaraj is holding a meet with top officials. Neha is joining us for more at this point in time. Neha, if you can give us a situation as far as COVID is concerned in Karnataka, and this is a crucial meeting that the Chief Minister is going to hold.
Well, that's absolutely right, Avni. In fact, right from the first wave, we've been seeing how Karnataka has been one of the few states that has imposed restrictions, right towards the end, or rather, just after many other states have imposed restrictions. So, this meeting today that we're likely to see is possibly going to be a review of the situation of COVID right now across the state of Karnataka, and also more so Bengaluru city, that had remained a point of concern largely both in the first and the second wave. The Chief Minister of Karnataka now, in fact, calling for an emergency meeting over here with the health department as well as the revenue department. We understand that, this meeting is going to be a run-up to the larger meeting that has, in fact, been planned with the Prime Minister with many states. And, likely now, of course, Karnataka would be holding a meeting with the Prime Minister likely on Wednesday is what we do understand. So, as far as the COVID situation in Karnataka is concerned right now, while, many cities, of course, have relaxed the mask rule or, possibly have relaxed it and brought it back, Bengaluru city, at least in particular so far, hasn't exactly relaxed the mask rules. But as far as the situation on ground is concerned, we have been seeing how many people, in fact, have been roaming around without their masks. And understandably so, of course, now considering that COVID numbers too had dropped considerably over the past month or 2 months now. So we really have to wait and see as to what comes out of this meeting today.
Absolutely. Neha, thank you so much for taking us through all of those details. Meanwhile, India is seeing an uptick in COVID cases. The nation has now reported over 2,593 COVID cases, and the daily positivity rate has also inched up to 0.59%. Meanwhile, the national capital recorded 1,083 COVID cases on Sunday with a positivity rate that's as high as 4.48%. Maharashtra has logged about 144 cases and 2 deaths on Sunday. Now, amid this surge, like we told you, the Prime Minister is set to meet chief ministers to review the emerging COVID situation in the country on the 27th of April. The meeting will be held via video conferencing. The Health Secretary is also scheduled to make a presentation as well. Alok joining us for more on this. Alok, as far as Delhi is concerned, the COVID cases, the rise, the positivity rate, it is much more than the rest of the country right now. What can you tell us? One big difference is the mask mandate, of course, has been brought back. But aside from that, what can you tell us?
Yes, so if you see the number of cases across country, these are around 2,500. And out of those, more than 50% cases among them are from the national capital. In last 24 hours, 1,083 cases came in the national capital. Although death is very less, means that only 1 death was reported because of the COVID. Positivity rate is hovering between 4 to 5%. So definitely it's causing some sort of concern, but no need to panic what the government is saying, because if you see the hospitalization, it's only 100 people are in the hospital, and out of those 100 people, around 20 people are in the ICU, and very less number of people are under critical condition. So, so that is what the government is saying, that this virus is still, we can say that Omicron which is not very severe in nature. No need to panic, but definitely we all have to be very much alert as the variant keep changing. And if you see, the mask has become mandatory in the national capital, in the neighboring states as well, whether it's Haryana or Uttar Pradesh, especially the districts neighboring Delhi. There also the masks have become mandatory. So we all have to be very much alert. But we are seeing on the ground the enforcement is very less. Many people are still in the markets, are not found to be wearing masks or following social distancing norm. But it may become in the coming days. Definitely the problem may increase, but people have to be very much alert, and and government is also endorsing to the people. Back to you.
All right, Alok, thank you so much for getting us all of those details. Obviously, this is the time where we must not drop our guards and continue to remain masked up, even if it is not mandatory. Well, amid the rise in cases, Tamil Nadu government has asked for a meeting with collectors and other senior officials to assess the COVID situation and whether to impose any more restrictions to curb the spread in the state. Collectors will be asked to explain the situation in their respective districts, following which Chief Minister, Health Minister and Health Secretary will have an internal discussion on the situation. Remember, Tamil Nadu has reported about 52 fresh infections and 34 from Chennai alone in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the COVID count in IIT Madras, which has turned into a COVID cluster of sorts, has now gone up to 60 as 5 more people tested positive yesterday.
Consecutive day, Tamil Nadu reported over 50 new COVID cases yesterday. In fact, yesterday Tamil Nadu reported 52 fresh COVID cases, and following that, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is holding a meeting with Health Minister Subramanian, Health Secretary Radhakrishnan, and other senior officials from the ministry to discuss, what to do further. So about the mask mandate, 4 or 5 days ago, Health Secretary Radhakrishnan has ordered that rupees 500 fine will be imposed for people who are not wearing masks in public places. And following that order, we could see that a lot of them have started wearing masks. Like, there's definitely a difference between how it was 1 week ago and how it is now. But it's not a complete thing. Like, we are not seeing everybody wearing masks in the street, but around 80 to 85% of the people in the streets are now wearing masks. And as far as IT is concerned, the health secretary himself told that post a huge spike in the COVID cases, IT students have started wearing masks. Around 90% of them are wearing masks all the time. And